It started with laughter, but ended in silence. Under Nashville's bright lights, Dave Chappelle didn't crack jokes. He cracked truth. His words dropped like a hammer. They didn't cut her off for betrayal, they cut her off for what she knew. Within seconds, social media detonated. Every camera was rolling, every viewer frozen. Who was he talking about? The answer hit like lightning: Erika Kirk, the widow of conservative powerhouse Charlie Kirk. The woman once praised for faith and strength was now accused of treachery, power, and hidden deals. Dave wasn't just exposing a scandal, he was unearthing a system. And as the crowd stared, one thing became clear: this wasn't a performance. It was a warning. And by sunrise, the entire world was listening. If this video shook you, don't scroll past the truth. Hit like to push this message through the silence. Share this video because censorship thrives in shadows. And most importantly, subscribe because what's coming next is bigger than one widow, one leak, or one night in Nashville. This isn't entertainment anymore. It's evidence. The night was meant to be laughter, but Dave Chappelle turned it into Judgment Day. Under the golden lights of Nashville's Grand Theater, the world's sharpest comedian went silent for nearly 30 seconds before uttering the words that froze millions. They didn't cut her off for betrayal, they cut her off for what she knew. The crowd fell still. Phones lifted. Nobody dared laugh. It wasn't a bit, it was a bomb. Within minutes, hashtags flooded Twitter, hashtag Chappelle exposes Kirk. Across TikTok, clips replayed his every breath, his haunted stare, his trembling hands. This wasn't comedy, this was confession. Dave wasn't mocking, he was warning. Those close to him said he'd been holding this secret for months, terrified but tired of staying quiet. And the name on everyone's lips: Erika Kirk. The widow of Charlie Kirk, erased, exiled, and now, exposed. By morning, major networks were spinning narratives, YouTubers dissecting frames, and the internet demanding one answer: what truth was Dave Chappelle risking his life to reveal? Before the scandal, Erika Kirk was America's darling, the grieving widow who held her Bible higher than her pain. She smiled through sorrow, spoke of faith, and turned loss into a brand. Talk shows adored her, churches booked her, and foundations showered her with praise. But behind closed doors, the Kirks had already erased her existence. Her name vanished from every trust, her access revoked, her calls unanswered. The family called it necessary distance. Insiders called it punishment. Whispers grew of missing funds, hidden accounts, and late-night calls from government numbers. Still, she carried herself like a saint, until Chappelle's outburst shattered the illusion. America's widow wasn't a victim anymore, she was an accomplice in a story darker than grief. The Kirks didn't just turn their backs, they buried her identity to protect what was left of their son's name. And now, thanks to Dave, her silence had expired. After Erika's erasure, whispers became evidence. Inside the Kirk household, tension had long replaced faith. What began as family dinners and Sunday prayers turned into quiet investigations and locked drawers. Charlie's parents noticed donations vanishing from the foundation, redirected into a mysterious entity, the Legacy Project, managed solely by Erika. On paper, it was charity. In truth, it was a funnel, tied to unknown lobbyists and shadow donors with federal links. Charlie confronted her, demanding answers, but Erika deflected with charm and scripture. That night ended with shouting, broken glass, and silence. The next morning, Charlie's car was gone, and so was trust. When Chappelle exposed her, it wasn't shock for the Kirks, it was confirmation. They had known. They'd seen the signs. But they'd never imagined the price of silence would be their son's life. Charlie Kirk's death was declared a tragic accident, a late drive, a sharp turn, a crash. But those close to him called it precision. His car's digital log had been wiped clean just days before. He'd told friends he feared someone was following him, that his work was bigger than politics. His final journal entry read, "She's not the woman I married. They're using her." At the funeral, Erika stood still, her tears too timed, her speech too polished. She never mentioned Charlie by name, only the mission. Within weeks, the Kirks discovered coded transfers linked to federal projects, all signed under Erika's authority. The truth was no longer hidden in grief, it was buried in plain sight. And Chappelle, knowingly or not, had just unearthed it. Then came the first leak. Dave Chappelle uploaded a mysterious audio clip titled, "Legacy Call." No caption, no context, just Erika's voice saying, "If Robert connects the transfers to the FBI contract, we're finished." The internet detonated. Within minutes, millions replayed the clip, dissecting every syllable. Voice experts confirmed it. It was undeniably her. The next day, a second file surfaced, a heated call between Erika and Charlie's father. His voice trembled with rage. "You used our son's death to fund your games." That single line shattered the last pieces of her image. The Kirks released a chilling statement, "We have known the truth. We waited for courage." Dave's followers hailed him as a whistleblower, others accused him of treason. But one thing was certain, this wasn't gossip anymore. It was evidence. And it was only the beginning. Erika finally broke her silence, and she didn't beg for forgiveness. She attacked. In a midnight Instagram video, she stared straight into the lens and said, "Dave Chappelle doesn't know what he's unleashed." Her tone was cold, rehearsed, almost official. She claimed the audio was part of a classified national security operation, insisting she'd been framed by rogue agents. Hours later, Dave fired back live on stage, "You can't hide the truth behind clearance codes." Then came the redemption files, Dave's final upload, containing a call between Erika and an unidentified federal voice. "Dave has them." "What do I do?" she whispered. The reply, "Discredit him. We'll handle the Kirks." That line flipped everything. Erika wasn't protecting the truth, she was protecting power. And Dave had just signed his death warrant. Hours after Erika's denial, the internet went dark. Dave's accounts vanished, his shows pulled, his name scrubbed from search results. But before disappearing, he'd uploaded one final link, ironvault_over.zip. A massive 300 gigabytes data drop containing encrypted government emails, bank records, and video archives. The file reached millions before being seized under a federal order. The last visible message before shutdown read, "Erika is in custody. Do not continue." But the fragments that survived told another story, one connecting Erika to a covert program called Project Polaris, a digital influence network manipulating faith-based audiences for political control. At the top of the asset list was her name. The perfect spokesperson. The perfect disguise. And scribbled across one leaked note in Charlie's handwriting were 6 chilling words, "They're not protecting her. They're protecting it." When the Iron Vault fragments spread, America began to tear itself apart. Churches split overnight. Networks blacked out mid-broadcast. Politicians called it foreign disinformation, but believers saw proof that faith had been hijacked. Protesters flooded city squares holding signs that read, #Dave was right. Then came the final twist, an unlisted video appeared on thousands of devices. Erika, alone in a hotel room, whispering through tears, "I thought if I played along, they'd let him live." She spoke of contracts, coercion, and threats, a deal that traded her husband's safety for silence. The clip ended with her breaking down, saying, "They said they'd make it look like an accident." The confession spread faster than it could be censored. For millions, the story was no longer about betrayal, it was about survival. After Erika's confession leaked, the internet turned into a battlefield. Governments raced to erase every trace, but hackers fought back. Within 24 hours, a new folder surfaced on the dark web, the Widow Archive. It was said to be Charlie Kirk's final encrypted recording, uploaded automatically after his death. Inside were voice notes, handwritten scans, and one haunting video labeled, "Final Transmission." In it, Charlie's voice trembled, "If you're hearing this, they got to me. Erika isn't the enemy, she's their hostage." That one sentence rewrote everything. Dave's followers called it redemption. The Kirks called it closure. But the government called it classified. Protests erupted across major cities. The Widow Archive trended globally as millions demanded the truth. And then, just as suddenly, Dave reappeared online, posting 6 cryptic words, "Truth doesn't vanish. It uploads itself." The next morning, Iron Vault and Widow Archive files began replicating worldwide, impossible to erase, immune to censorship. Every attempt to shut them down only spread them further. The truth had gone viral. Erika disappeared without a trace, last seen boarding a private flight from Zurich. Dave vanished too, leaving behind only fragments of speeches about power, silence, and sacrifice. Charlie's final note resurfaced weeks later: tell them it wasn't an accident. That message became a movement. People across the world wore it on shirts, posted it on walls, painted it on churches. For the first time, believers and skeptics stood united, not in politics, but in pursuit of truth. The Kirks didn't just cut Erica off. They cut her loose, and in doing so, they set the truth free. Truth doesn't vanish. It uploads itself. Stay alert. Stay awake. And keep watching. Because the next upload might just rewrite everything you thought you knew.